Hi everyone, I'm back again this week for another video. This is week 8. This is also the final image for this week of February, which the topic is low light. I'm trying to shorten these videos up because they are a bit long, so I'm going to jump right into it. We'll start off here in Camera Raw. And we're not going to have to do too much in Photoshop. Most of the editing can be done here in Camera Raw. I'm going to start off by making this image a little bit brighter here in the highlighted areas and these yellow, which looks yellow because it's a candle actually. So we're just going to raise our highlights here, which will significantly bring it up the colors here and the brightness in here, I should say. You see I put it all the way up to 100% there, or 100 plus 100, it's not even a percentage. Add a little bit of contrast and darken this up a little bit. Looks pretty good. Overall it is a pretty dark image, so I want a little bit brighter. I'm going to raise up the whites a little bit. Yeah, I like that. It's a nice punch to it. And I'm going to increase the clarity a little. I like how it looks. I'm going to zoom in so you can see what's actually going on here. The image isn't blurry. It was just the candle was moving as you know it was going. As you can see, it was a little over 1.5 seconds there. So you can see over here the image is actually clear. Okay, I'm gonna back up again. Fit it in there so we can see the whole thing. This whole area up here now I'm going to actually make darker, so I'm going to go into the adjustment brush here, and since it's the little radio buttons on new, it's going to raise the size of our brush. It should be pretty good, and I'm just going to paint in here right over the top there, and I think that's a bit too dark, so bring that up a bit. I still want you to be able to see somewhat in there, but I think that's pretty good. A little preview. I don't want this distracting away from this here, because I like the pattern. It's a little abstract type pattern going on here, so I'm hovering over the pin. That's actually the mask that you see there coming in white. Okay, try and move on here. I'm gonna create another adjustment brush here just by clicking on the new, and I'm gonna start drawing in a little vignette like around on the corners here, to darken that in. Really focuses the attention in this area here. Alright. I'll make that a little darker actually. I don't want it to push so it starts to clip, which I think is starting to happen there. Just holding the space bar, and that automatically brings us to the hand tool so we can move, and it doesn't look like it's clipping in this area, so it should be okay. Alright, now the next thing I want to do is get rid of these bright spots here. I'll reduce the size of my brush, and I'm going to click new again. As you can see, each time you click new, it puts a new pin in each location. Okay, so I'm just going to paint in these little spots here and just get rid of these bright highlights. Oh, I don't like that. I'll make that a little smaller. And a little bit over here and here. And get rid of that too. There and there. A little bit there. That doesn't really want to go. There. And this too, this bright spot here. This may not work so well, but at least if we can bring some of the attention away from it. I'm going to click on erase and erase away some of this mess that I just put on here. I want it to have like a black outline on it. Okay. And then go back to add and try and get rid of that too. Okay. I'm going to take the exposure down and you can see it just gets rid of the rest of that. I don't like what it did right there. I have to fix that. I'm going to go back to erase and just touch up around that highlight spot there. Just going to kind of go around it and go over that as well. I'm not too concerned with it. It doesn't look bad. It just, you know, your eye's not drawn directly to it. And do a little preview. Okay. And let's go punch this up a little bit more. So I'm gonna go back to my hand tool and go into the HSL grayscale. HSL stands for hue, saturation, and lightness, or luminance. And I'm actually going to click in the luminance tab and raise the reds, because the majority of this is red. It's reds and oranges. But I'm just going to raise the red up. It looks a little bit of a punch. I don't want to overdo it. That's extremely subtle. Maybe I'll raise the orange a little bit too. Yeah, I like that. I think that looks good. Alright. Let's open the image up in Photoshop. And there isn't too much to do here. I kind of want to bring out the wood grain a little bit, so what I'm going to do is duplicate the layer. It's Control J or Command J on a Mac, and then create an adjustment layer, a black and white adjustment layer. And like I said before, most of these colors here reside in the oranges and in the reds, and I could really pump it up using the yellow, but it's not going to give me the effect that I really look for. I'm going to reset that. Move the reds up. I like that. That looks pretty good. Now we'll leave that where it is. Okay. I'll go back to this layer. Layer 1. That was the duplicated layer. I'm just going to change the blending mode to luminosity. lower the opacity. Well, it's not affecting it because I have to change this blending mode first, which I'm going to change it to color dodge, and right away you can see it really punches the image up. And then we can bring it back a bit. Like 35% there. I think that looks pretty good. It's a subtle effect. You know what? I'm going to link these two layers together. I'm going to move this layer back up to 100% and then move, yeah, there we go. Now we got a little punch. There we go. I like that. Okay. I think that's it. And we do a little sharpen on it. As you can see, I bring it in a 16-bit file here. Basically, when I save out, I have a little action here. It reduces it down to half the size, so I can save it for the web. And I just run that action, and it converts it over to an 8-bit image and automatically opens up the Smart Sharpen dialog box, and that's it. I think these settings look pretty good for it. Click OK. And I hide my tabs, go to full screen mode, and that's the final image. Okay, see you guys next week.